إذا الشمس كورت وإذا النجوم انكدرت وإذا الجبال سيرت وإذا العشار عطلت وإذا الوحوش حشرت وإذا البحار سجرت وإذا النفوس زوجت وإذا الموءودة سئلت بأي ذنب قتلت إذا الصحف نشرت وإذا السماء كشطت وإذا الجحيم سئرت وإذا الجنة أزلفت علمت نفس ما أقدرت فلا أقسم بالكنز الجوار الكنس والليل إذا أسعس والصبح إذا تنفس إنه لقول رسول كريم ذي قوة عند ذي العرش المكين مطاع ثم أمين وما صاحبكم بمجنون ولقد رآه بالأفق المبين وما هو علينا وما هو إلا الليل غيب بداني.
We stopped it.
Okay, Islam. Okay, mashallah, tabarakallah, jazakallahu khairan. All right. Okay, Rahma, can you read it? Just a minute. Can you recite it from here? Rahma,
Yes.
can you recite it from here?
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم وإذ قلتم يا موسى موسى
لن نصبر على طعام واحد
على طعام واحد
فادع لنا
ربك يخرج لنا مما تنبت الأرض من بقلها وكسائها وفومها وعدسها
وبصلها
كلا
أتستبدلون
الله هو
أدنى وأدنى
بالله هو خير اهبطوا مصرا
وإن لكم
ما سألتم وضربت عليهم الذلة والمسكنة وباءوا بغضب من الله ذلك بأنهم هم كانوا يكفرون بآيات الله ويقتلون
النبيين ويقتلون النبيين بغير الحق ذلك بما عصوا وكانوا يعتدون.
ذلك بما أزوا كانوا يعتدون.
MashaAllah, tabarakallah. Okay. Okay. Can you read, Rema, this lesson? Can you read it?
Yes.
Some good habits that a Muslim must cultivate. Means what? There are many good habits that the Muslim must. Just a minute. That a Muslim must train himself to adopt. Some of these good habits are as follows. A good Muslim does not make a habit of swearing by Allah all the time, truly or otherwise. If he exercises this kind of self control and trains his tongue accordingly, this will lead him to break the habit altogether with or without intention. He does not tell us lies, whether in jest or in earnest. If he practices self control and his tongue gets used to truthfulness, Allah will purify his mind and heart and reward him greatly for doing so. He will eventually reach a point where telling lies will shrink him as unbearable. He never promises something to someone without fulfilling his promise. If he promises someone, he does his best to keep it. He knows that breaking a promise is equal effect to lying. He does not curse anyone or anything, nor does he hurt anyone. He does not direct his attention and interest towards any form of sinful act of disobedience He restrains all his limbs and organs from any act that is not pleasing to Almighty Allah. Even though even though he feels like doing it. Such efforts will bring him the quickest reward to his heart and body in the present life of this world and in the hereafter. He keeps himself away from inflicting any burden or inconvenience, be it small or great, on any of his fellow creatures. He keeps a cheerful expression on the face and avoids scowling. He avoids being argumentative and quarrelsome. He is tolerant towards people when they disagree with him and shows patience with their annoying behavior. He does not harbor any bad feeling towards any one of them. He does not backbite any one of them when he absent from their company, and when he is present among them he does not speak ill of any absentee. If one of them falls ill, he visits him. He does not boycott those who boycott him. He gives to those who deprive him and pardons who's who wrong him. He does not borrow anything from anyone if he can possibly manage without it. Fill in the blanks with suitable words. Breaking a promise is equal to that dash. Yes, Rehma. Breaking the promise is equal to uh, promise is equal to effect to lying.
Nine.
Breaking the promise is equal to lying. Okay. Rehma, are you listening?
Yes.
Are you here?
Yes.
Okay. A good Muslim keeps a dash expression on his face. Good expression on his face. A good
Good.
Muslim never promises something to someone without dash his promise, without breaking his promise.
Fulfilling.
What should someone who knows he is not able to fulfill his promise, what should he do? If you know that you cannot keep the promise, then what should you do? Don't make the promise. Don't make the promise if you cannot fulfill it. What rewards are in store of those who refrain from cursing others, who refrain themselves from cursing others? What reward is for them? What reward is for them who refrain themselves from cursing others?
Jannah.
Just a minute, let me see. The deprive him and pardon. Uh, avoid being argument, direct disobedience, protection. Yeah, reward is Jannah. Those who refrain themselves from mm, cursing others. Okay, so this is your lesson for Islamic studies. Okay, Rehma, can you read Salah?
Yes.
Can you read Salah?
Yes.
Okay, can you read it?
Allahu Akbar. Subhanakallahumma wa bihamdika wa tabaraka ismuka wa ta'ala jadduka wa la ilaha ghairuka. Alhamdulillahi rabbil alamin ar-rahmanir rahim maliki yawmiddin iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'in اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين. قل هو الله أحد الله الصمد لم يلد ولم يولد ولم يكن له كفوا أحد. الله أكبر. سبحان العظيم سبحان العظيم سبحان العظيم سمع الله لمن حمده ربنا لك الحمد حمدا كثيرا طيبا مباركا فيه. الله أكبر. سبحان ربي الأعلى سبحان ربي الأعلى سبحان ربي الأعلى. الله أكبر. رب اغفر لي رب اغفر لي رب اغفر لي. الله أكبر. سبحان ربي الأعلى سبحان ربي الأعلى سبحان ربي الأعلى. الله أكبر. أتيت الله والصلوات والطيبات. السلام عليك أيها النبي ورحمة الله وبركاته. السلام علينا وعلى عباد الله الصالحين. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله.
ما شاء الله تبارك
صل
الله.
على سيدنا وعلى محمد وعلى آل محمد كما صليت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد. أما بارك على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما باركت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد. ربي اجعلني مقيم الصلاة ومن ذريتي ربنا وتقبل دعائي. ربنا اغفر لي ولوالدي وللمؤمنين يوم يقوم الحساب.
ما شاء الله تبارك الله.
ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله.
ما شاء الله تبارك الله. ما شاء الله. And what about Ayatul Kursi?
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الله لا إله إلا هو الحي القيوم لا تأخذه سنة ولا نوم له ما في السماوات وما في الأرض من ذا الذي يشفع عنده إلا بإذنه يعلم ما بين أيديهم وما خلفهم ولا يهدون بشيء من علمه إلا بما شاء وسع كرسي السماوات والأرض ولا يهد حفظهما وهو العلي العليم.
She learned the dua Bismillah الذي يضر.
Okay, okay. Rehma, can you read the dua? Bismillah alladhi la yadurru.
بسم الله الذي يضر مع اسمه شيء في الأرض ولا في السماء وهو السميع العليم.
MashaAllah, tabarakallah. Okay. So during these summer vacation, you should memorize all of the morning and evening askar and dua. Okay, dua before, dua of looking at the mirror, dua of drinking milk, and dua of traveling, and dua of morning and evening askar. You should memorize it. Okay, during the summer. Okay, Rahma.
Okay,
How many other brothers and sisters do you have?
2 sisters.
You have one sister more?
2 sisters.
2 sisters. Okay, you are 3 sisters total. MashaAllah, tabarakallah. Okay. So they are elder than you or younger?
They're in the other class.
They are in the other class, but they are elder?
Yeah.
They are elder. Okay. Okay. So the other students are absent today. So I think so. This is the time for your class. Inshallah, we'll see you next week.
Assalamu alaikum.
Jazakallahu khairan. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Love you.
Allah Hafiz.
Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. How are you?
Alhamdulillah, for you.
Good, alhamdulillah. Yes, alhamdulillah, nice. Okay, so how's your school vacation going?
It's boring a bit.
Really? You have nothing to do?
Yes.
Okay, do you have any summer camp in your location?
Not really.
Not really? Okay. So let me, okay, there was no homework, right? Because of the Eid holidays? Okay, so we're going to share the screen for the Quran. Okay. Screen, start now. Sharing, okay. So let me check the ayah that we were doing before. Let me do Google Classroom, sorry. Okay, so this is the same homework for the last time. Yeah. July. Okay, that's the homework. Let me just go to the classwork. A lot of classwork. Are to separate. You contact. So we were in Surah Nisa 38. So start with 39, inshallah. Chapter 4. And Surah Nisa 39. Okay. A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Okay, who's reading first? Yes, Haika or Rauda?
I'll read. Rauda.
Okay, Rauda.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. إن الله لا يظلم مثقال ذرة وإن تك حسنة يضاعفها ويؤتي من لدنه أجرا
Azima.
عظيما.
Yes. So, as I mentioned before, that when the ayah ends, there's a sukoon. And what sukoon means there are no vowel sounds. E, a, u. So, e, a, and the u sound, these are the vowel sounds. So, when sukoon means at state, at rest, sukoon means rest. So, what it means is that the a, e, u or an, un, in will not be pronounced. But the alif will be, because alif is not a vowel sound, right? It's a letter. Alif is a letter. So that's why it's azima. But you won't say aziman, because these vowel sounds are the ones that become at rest, or you can say sukoon. They're at rest, okay? Because sometimes some students are getting confused, so I thought I'll explain it again. Okay. MashaAllah, tabarakallah. Let me remove this. Inna, indeed. Yes. Inna, indeed. Allah, la, not. Yuzlimu, wrongs. Misqala. Misqal is as weight. Zarratin, an atom. Wa and in iftaqu, there. Hasanatun, a good. Yuda'ifha. Yuda'if, he doubles. Yuda'ifha, it. Wa yu'ti. And yu'ti gives min from ladunhu, near him. Who is him? Ladunhu, near him. Ajran. Ajran is a reward. Azima, azima is great. Okay. can read the translation.
Indeed, Allah does not do injustice, even as much as an atom's weight, while if there is a good deed, he multiplies it and gives from himself a great reward.
So you can see how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is Rahman and Rahim, that he does not do injustice, that even an atom's weight will not be wasted if it's a good deed, and he will multiply it from himself and give a great reward. Okay, so that's for the good deeds. Okay, you can read more because we don't have the regular students from September to June, so you can read 2 ayahs. Yes, Rauda?
Yes?
Yes, because we don't have too many students, right? So you can read 2 ayahs. I believe we'll probably be done by in an hour. Remember how there's 8, 10 students all the time? Because those are the students that are regular. You know, our regular students from like the school, September to June students. So I added them into our Sunday class so that, you know, the class becomes more interactive. And there's, you know, so I'm not sure, even though I have told other students to join this class on Sundays, at least they're reading the Quran, right? Islamic studies. But I believe most of the students are on vacation. Maybe somebody might show up in some of the weeks. But I think that our other classes are, even we have Urdu class, right? On Friday, but it's like no one showed up on Friday as well. So inshallah, and they just messaged me that from September, inshallah. So that's how it is. Because there are less students, you can read 2 ayahs. Okay?
Okay.
So another one.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم فكيف إذا جئنا من كل أمة بشاهد وجئنا بك على هؤلاء شاهدا
Shahida. Because there's the fatha, right? So if this is a sign over here, this sorry, let me take a pen. Okay, so if it's like this, then it means there's a alif. So they use a shahid. But again, because there's only a fatha, so it means it's shahida. Shahida, because of the ya, it becomes shahida. Okay. Tabarakallah. Let me clean this. Okay. Fa, so kaifa, how? Iza, when? Ji'na, ji'na, we bring. Na is we. Ji'na, we bring min from kulli, every. Ummatin, ummat is nation. Bishahid, B is with a witness. Bishahid, a witness. Wa and ji'na, and we bring bika, you, ala, against. Ha'ulai, these people. Shahida, a witness. So a lot of words have been repeated so many times in years, like ummah, nation, kulli, every, min, from, shahid, a witness. So does it make it easy for you to understand the Quran when you read it? Yes, Haika, Rauda?
Yes.
Because I believe a lot of words, like iza, when, kaifa, how. So, you know, I believe in you know, so much time, when time passes, a lot of words, because they're repeated so many times, that you know, maybe once in a while when you read, you understand parts of the Quran, right? And inshallah, it will keep increasing the more you keep reading, inshallah. Okay? So read the translation.
So how will it be when we bring from every nation a witness and we bring you, O Muhammad, against these people as a witness?
Yeah. Every nation has a witness, and for our nation, Prophet Sallallahu. Okay. Now it's Haika's turn.
Okay. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم يومئذ يود الذين كفروا وأساءوا الرسول لو تسوى بهم الأرض ولا يستمون الله
حديثا.
حديثا.
Okay. MashaAllah, tabarakallah. يومئذ, on that day, يود, will wish, alladhina, those who kafaru, disbelieved, wa'asaw, and disobeyed, ar-rasul, the messenger, low if, tusawwa, was leveled, tusawwa, tusawwa was leveled, bihim, with them, bihimul ard, al-ard, al is the earth, is earth, same, wala, and not, yaktumuna, they will be able to hide, yaktumuna Allah from Allah, hadithan, any statement, nothing will be hidden from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Let's read the translation.
Okay. That day, those who disbelieved and disobeyed the messenger will wish they could be covered by the earth, and they will not conceal from Allah a single statement.
Yeah. Everything will be witnessed on that day. Nothing can be concealed or hidden. Okay, one more.
Okay. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم يا أيها الذين آمنوا لا تقربوا الصلوات وأنتم سكارى حتى تعلموا ما تقولون ولا جنوبا إلا عبير سبيل حتى تغتسلوا وإن كنتم مرضى أو على سفر أو جاء أحد منكم من الغائط أو لمستم النساء فلم تجدوا ماء فتيمموا صعيدا طيبا فامسحوا بوجوهكم وأيديكم إن الله كان غفورا.
MashaAllah, tabarakallah. How long you got today? Okay. Ya ayyuhalladhina, ya means oh. Ayyuhalladhina, those who amanu believed, la not. Taqrabu, go near. Taqrabu salata. Al is the salata prayer. Wa antum, while you, tum is you, sukara are intoxicated. Hatta, until, ta'lamu, you know, ma what, taquluna, you are saying. Wallah, and not. Junuban, you are impure. Illa, except. Abri, when passing. Sabil, through a way. Hatta, until. Taghtasilu, you have bathed. Wa in, and if. Kuntum, you are marada, Marda is ill. O or ala on. Safar. Safar is a journey. O or Ja'a came. Ahadun one. Minkum of you. Min al ghaizi from al ghaiz the toilet. O or Lamastum you have touched an nisa the women falam and not tajidu you find ma and water. Water fatayammamu then do tayammum. Sa'idan with earth. Tayyiban. Tayyib is clear. Famsahu and wipe with it. Biwujuhihim. Wujuhikum. Your faces. Wa aydikum and your hands. Inna Allah indeed Allah kana is afu one of pardoning, ghafura of forgiving. Okay.
Oh, you have believed. Do not approach prayer while.
It went up. Yes, go ahead.
Do not approach prayer while you have intoxicated until you know what you are saying in the state of janba, except those passing through a place of prayer, unless you have washed your whole body. And if you are ill or on a journey, and one of you comes to have a relieving himself or have contacted water, i.e., and find no water, and seek clean earth and wipe over your faces and hands with it. Indeed, Allah is ever pardoning and forgiving.
Very good. So we had in Surah Maida. In Maida, we will see there's also about wudu, how to do wudu, right? And this is also another ayah which tells that you have to clean yourself. So that's my Maida, inshallah, we'll have it in detail. Okay, so let me see. No one else has joined? 44, 43. So let me just update this. Go back. That was like Sunday. 40. One, right? Using from 38. Let me go back. I keep forgetting the numbers. 43, right? We ended at 43. Where is it? Where did the classwork go? Did this one? No? Okay, this is the Google Classroom. Oh, sorry. This is it. Okay. This is. So it starts at 39. And we end 39, 40, 41, 42. I believe we finished 43. Assign. Okay. So okay, so I can see 39, 39. Is that 39? Is that 40? Let me see. We have step 42. 1, 2, 3, and we started from here 40. Well, we didn't start from 39. Okay, so we missed this one, 39. We have to start with 39, start 40. And 39 is أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم وماذا عليهم لو آمنوا بالله واليوم الآخر وأنفقوا مما رزقهم الله وكان الله بهم عليما. وماذا and what عليهم is against them, low if آمنوا they believed بالله in Allah واليوم الآخر واليوم and the day آخر وأنفقوا and spend mimma from what razaqahum has provided them Allah wakana and is Allah bihim about them alima. And what harm would come upon them if they believed in Allah and the last day and spent out of what Allah provided for them. Allah is ever about them knowing. So the point again is, why don't they believe in Allah and the last day, and why don't they spend their wealth? So we missed 39, that's why I did 39, 40, 41, and 42, and we ended at 43. Okay, so do we have, let me just check, where is, that Aisha supposed to be here? Is she on the waiting list? Let me check. Can anyone hear? Oh, Ariba's there too. Asma, no, we can't hear you, Asma. Asma, it comes in the name of Asma is here. Okay, I didn't. Asma, can you unmute yourself? Asma, are you there? I think she's logging back in to unmute herself. Okay, let me just see how, because Asma is here. Okay, and I think there was a problem for you to log. Okay, Asma, yes, I can hear you now. What happened to your computer?
I don't know. I just logged out and then I didn't even log back in. I just heard you guys and I thought, oh, I'm in the meeting.
Oh, okay, yes, I didn't. We were just going to start. So I just saw that in the participants you're there, and then in the chat it was mentioned that we can't hear you. Okay, so I think today there was some problem with the Zoom because everyone couldn't log in. It was just asking for some passcode. I don't know why. So
Huh.
Yeah,
Weird.
the passcode.
yeah, I don't know why it was asking because we didn't
It
put any
was
passcode.
Bismillah.
No,
Yeah.
it wasn't. It was
Yes, it was.
656604.
Oh, you guys did put a passcode?
We used the link,
Oh,
but we were
so
required to.
okay, so that needs fixing, I think, because so through the link it was
Weird,
easier,
'cause I
right?
didn't need a passcode.
No,
But
Asma,
my
you
mom
didn't need one?
my mom logged in first and then she didn't log out, and so that way I could just do my class.
Okay. So let me just
Yeah, thanks.
Asma. Why can't I change your name?
You have to press OK.
Asma. Okay.
Press done.
Yeah, no, what's happening is, I'm trying to press okay, but it just doesn't give me the option. It just goes away when I go ASMA.
There's a
So
done button.
yeah, so you know how the done button hides, and when I press, to go back, it just removes. So okay, oh done. Okay, now I got it. I had to do
Once
before
again, I
okay
can
after
see.
done.
Oh, wow.
Okay, that's done. So Asma, I'm going to go back and then you're going to be reading the next. I we did two because we thought I were only two students, but we're going to start with
Okay, so
44.
now I'm here. I'm here. Alright. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. ألم تر إلى الذين أوتوا نصيبا
Do you know one?
We can't hear you, Asma. Can everyone hear Asma? Asma, are you there? Okay, let me see what happened. So Asma's mic is on. Can everyone hear Asma?
I can't hear her.
Okay, I can't hear her too, but her mic is on. She was.
Oh, great.
Asma, are you there? Asma, we cannot hear you. What happened? Her mic is on and she was reading, so voice was coming. Asma, maybe she's having internet problem. Okay. So then, let me see. Yeah, I think she logged out. She was having a internet problem. Okay, now let me just give you 1 second. Let's just give her 1 minute to come back. She gets a chance to read, okay? If she doesn't come back in a minute, then we'll move forward.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, so I'm getting a message. So what was the passcode you guys entered? It let you in?
Oh, I'll tell you. 6 5 6 6 0 6. I mean 604. Sorry.
Okay, let me just go back. Why is it giving
656604.
renamed Asmanur? Did you see any screen come up?
It just said you renamed Ariba Noor to Asma Noor.
Okay, let me back to the computer because it's saying. Okay, let me see. Yeah, meeting passcode. Could you repeat the passcode, please?
Okay. 6 5
5
6 6
6 6
0 4.
0 4. Okay. Aisha's here. So what that means, 6, is it the meeting ID?
No, the meeting ID is different. See, it says
Okay.
passcode.
656604. I can see the passcode. Oh, so I don't know how this passcode came. So when I sent you the link, then the passcode comes there.
No, when you sent us the link,
Yeah.
it already automatically does the passcode for us. But when I click around here on my Zoom, then I found the password.
Oh, because I can see the description. Okay, when I share. Okay, so that's the thing. Let me just get this. I think Asma is having problem, but I believe Aisha has entered the room.
Maybe people thought that you guys already graduated from the online Sunday class and they didn't come.
I'm sorry, what you saying?
Maybe some people thought, like, yeah, we already graduated from the Sunday class and they don't come.
No. Sunday class is like for more students. So
Yeah.
we always told them that even though they graduate in June, but the Sunday classes, it's like a summer camp that
Yeah.
it's like summer, winter. But some students, I believe that they're gone on vacation, so that's why they're
Mhm.
not coming. Yeah, but still, Asma will come inshallah, and we have Aisha is here. So Asma and Aisha will continue, and maybe Fatma and what's her sister's name? Fatma and Naila. Their mother was saying that they will continue summer, but because it's summer, so they will just show up once in a while, not regularly. So these two and maybe Rehan Kanji, Asma is traveling, so yeah, once in a while maybe they'll come. It won't be as regular probably. Okay, Aisha, assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum assalam.
Okay, so I'm going to the screen's already being shared, so I'm going to check your ayah in Google Classroom. And okay, and Asma is here. So please let her in. I think just having internet problem. Okay. So we are at Surah Al-In'am, chapter 6, verse number 132. So chapter 6, and it's 132. Okay. Yes, go ahead, Aisha.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم ولكل درجات مما علموا وما ربك
عملوا.
عملوا وما ربك بغافل عما يعملون.
ما شاء الله تبارك الله. What is the problem? Okay. Wa likulli. Wa and li for kulli all. Darajatun will be degrees. Mimma for what? Amilu they did. Wama and not. Rabbuka is your Lord. Bighafilin unaware. Amma about what? Ya'malun they do. Okay, translation?
And for all the degrees from what they have done, and for all our degrees from what they have done, and your Lord is not unaware of what they do.
Yes. Next.
وربك الغني ذو الرحمة إن يشاء يذهبكم ويستخلف من بعدكم ما يشاء كما أنشأكم من ذرية قوم آخرين.
تبارك الله. Wa rabbuka. Wa and Rabb is Lord ka your. Wa rabbuka and your Lord. Al-Ghani. Al is the Ghani is self-sufficient. Zu possessor. Ar-Rahma. Al of mercy. In if Yasha he wills. Yuzhibkum. He can take you away. Yuzhibkum wa yastaghlif. Wa is and yastaghlif grand succession min from ba'dikum. Ba'dikum. Ba'd is after. Kum is you. After you. Ma whom. Yasha he wills. Kama as ansha'akum. Ansha'a he raised you. Ansha'akum he raised you. Or even means ansha'a means he gave birth, like he like raised you. Okay, that will be better. Ansha'akum he raised you min from dhurriyatan the descendants. Qawmin of people. Akhareen others. Read the translation.
And your Lord is free of need, the possessor of mercy. If he wills, he can do away with you and give succession after you to whomever he wills, just as he produced you from the descendants of another people.
Yes, so ansha'a also means produce. That's what I was trying to say. From descendants of another people. So that's why, when we say insha, it means if Allah wills, and ansha, he produces from the descendants, qawmin of people, akhirin, other. So another thing to remember is Allah is free of needs and the possessor of mercy. Okay, the last one.
إن ما تدعون لآت وما أنتم بمعجزين.
Wama, you have to stretch because there's a mud, right? Wama, like 3 alifs. Wama antum bimu'jizin. Repeat that.
وما أنتم بمعجزين.
MashaAllah, tabarakallah. Inna indeed, harf taqid. Ma, what? Tu'adun, you are promised from wa'ada. Tu'adun, you are promised la'atin, sure to come, wama, and not, antum, can you be mu'jizin, escape it. Yes, read the translation.
Indeed, what you are promised is coming, and you will not cause failure to Allah.
Okay. So 134, we'll stop at 134, and then we'll do the ism and fi'l again. So let me just go to 134. From 131, you do sorry, 132 to 134. So this is what we've done. And yes. So Asma, are you there? Asma, can you hear me?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. So I'll go to Surah Nisa 444 that you were doing, okay? 4,
You can hear me, right?
yes. So there was problem with your internet?
Yeah. No, it wasn't. My phone died.
Oh, okay. So let's do this. We're just reading it, all of a sudden it disappeared. Okay. Auzu billahi minash shaitanir rajim.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. ألم تر إلى الذين أوتوا نصيبا من الكتاب يشترون الضلالة ويريدون أن تضلوا السبيل.
MashaAllah, tabarakallah. So alam, is a question, okay? Alam, did not, tara, you see, ila, ilallazina, towards those who, utu, were given, nasiban, a portion, min, from al-kitab. Al is the kitab book. Yashturuna, purchasing, ad-dalalata. Al is the dalala error. وَيُرِيدُونَ and yuriduna wishing, and that tudillu you stray as-sabil from the way.
Asma, what grade are you going to?
6.
Same.
Have you not seen those who were given a portion of the scripture, praising error in exchange for it, and wishing you would lose the way? I have a question.
Yes.
Go back to the ayah.
Okay.
Okay, so you said the words in brackets are the ones that the author he uses to to make it more sense, to make more sense.
Yeah.
Well, for ila, there's no other words except for towards. So ila is like an empty meaning if the author
No.
didn't.
Yeah. There are some, it's not 100% perfect. So it's not the author, it's the translator. Because Allah
Oh.
subhanahu wa ta'ala, the word of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, right? And
Mhm.
because it's in Arabic, so the person who's writing the translation is doing his very best, but it's very close, but sometimes it's not the perfect translation. Okay? So the scholars just do their best, right? So once
Oh.
I remember I had a test from the students and it was misprinted, there was an error, and then they learned whatever it was there, and I told them there was misprinting. So once in a while, they just some translation written, but it's a little bit different. So ilah over here, as what you were saying, ilah is a harfijar.
Yeah, but does it have any meaning?
Yes, two.
So they just put the words in to make more sense. Okay, got it.
Yes. So instead of two, they were towards, so it's easier to understand. And that's why they said, but it has a meaning. It can't be a word unless they're alphabet, like alif, lam, mim. Okay, so the three letters. So what the meaning is, only Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows. But if it's a word, you know, harf, these are letters, harfijar, ila, so it means two. or towards. So maybe they put in the, but it doesn't mean it have a, meaning. In the same way, if you see ad-dalalata, so you see ad, not dala. There is a al over here, so the is okay. The error, but they put in the bracket because purchasing error, it makes sense. So probably that's the reason they put the in brackets, but it does have al. So if it wasn't a bracket, it still would have been giving the same meaning. But here, from the way, you see from, but it's in brackets, it's for just adding the meaning. You did lose sabil, you stray from the way. So that's why. But if you note something else, okay, let me tell you something else if you have noted. Now, since you've noted this is very good, there are two types of brackets. One is this and one is the. Do you see the difference?
Yeah.
Okay.
One
So
of them
when,
is like square like and the other one's like kind of like a semicircle.
yes. So you see when these square brackets are there, it means it has the meaning, but they put the closest. Okay? The is there, but if you don't say it, still give the meaning, right?
So ETC would be like in a what type of bracket?
Yes.
ETC.
So you would see here it's the round brackets. Do you see the round brackets?
Yeah.
It means this has been added to make meaning.
And
So
that for to make
these
the
brackets are already there. The meaning is there. Probably they change a little bit closer to give more sense for the reader. But when it's in this bracket, it means it's been added. Like, is, they add is. So in English,
yeah.
you need is. But in Arabic, it just makes sense without it. So that's why it will be anything in the round bracket has been added to give um, complete sentence so that you reader can understand. But this one means it has the meaning, but it's been a little bit, made to make more sense of the sentence, to make it more clear, you can say. Okay. So now it becomes more clear to you. There are two types of brackets. That's clear with everyone.
Yeah.
Okay. So we'll end at 44. Okay. Let me go back to the classroom and one more for Asma. So that makes it, okay, where are the numbers? Yeah, 44. Okay. Other thing is I'm going to go to Surah An'am 6, 134. Back to 6. Um, okay, give me 1 second. 6 An'am 134. Let's go. Okay. So go to the so 134 we ended. Yeah. So 133 is a big ayah. So we'll do the harf and the
Whoa.
ism, fi'l, and harf. Circle them. Okay.
Okay.
So please
Okay.
circle the ism.
I'm blue. I don't want anybody stealing my color.
Okay. Circle the ism, please. It could be nouns and pronouns, adjectives and adverbs. All come in the Arabic ism. Rab. Very good. Rab is Lord and is an ism. Also ka attached pronoun. Nouns and pronouns both are ism. Come in the category of Arabic ism. What is this? It's not a circle.
He. I'm doing he. I'm not doing circles. I'm just like I'm highlighting it.
Okay,
Can
yeah.
you
So
remove? Can you
do you
remove
know
some?
in Arabic, you see there's no, it's him, but it's not he that has an Arabic word for it. Okay? So Yasha, he wills, but he is hidden in the word. So you have to circle the Arabic, not the translation.
Ah.
Okay? So remove the, yeah.
Okay, but can
Yes.
you?
Rauda is green.
Adjective. Rauda is green. Okay.
What do you mean Haika is green?
Oh, sorry. Haika,
Some
you're green.
green. Write something down. Taika.
Fine, I'll be black
Okay.
then.
Yasha wills, right? So it comes in more of a fail. You have to write nouns. If it's his will, then if it's he wills, so wills over here is a noun. It's sorry, verb, fail. If it's his will, then this will becomes a noun.
I found one.
Where?
Yeah. Okay, let me go back.
You.
Where is you?
It's right there in the corner, in the very corner, the
Green is
bottom right.
Okay. Yeah, because the line can't see it. That's fine. After kum. So you attach pronoun kum. Okay. So you
Why is the
circle the
line
kum.
still there? Why is the
You have
line
to
still there? Can
kum.
you
You
look at
circle the kum. Okay. Ghani. You see when al is there, you already know it's a noun. Al ghani. Okay. The. Anything with the. So if it was his will, that would have been would have been noun because he wills and wills is a verb. Fail. Okay, good. Let me remove this and we'll do fi'l, the verbs, action words.
Barrel? Okay.
Not the translation. I want you to circle the word, Arabic word. Because a yazhab is a yuzhab, then not the kum. Kum is attached pronoun. So you have to just do zahaba. Zahaba is a verb. In the same way, when we would announce al-ghani was a noun and al-rahma was a noun. These were ism. I don't know if you guys circle them. Rab is
Yeah,
an
I think we
ism.
did.
Yeah.
I did that one. Rub.
Rab, yes. So all these three were ism. Now we're doing fail. So in yes, not the kum. Kum is attached pronoun. So you have to circle the exact Arabic. That is the verb or the fail.
There, I fixed mine.
Okay. So let me just clean this and see where we are. Okay.
Two of my blobs are on the screen.
Here these words are ism. This is an ism. Qawm is an ism. Akharin and other. All these are ism in the next line that we have.
You can even just circle this on the bottom.
I want you to circle the Arabic, not the translation, because translation sometimes have words that are not there, just added to give meanings.
Yeah, but they're in brackets. We know.
Okay. So let's do the harf now.
All right.
Words, yeah, like prepositions, conjunctions, all that come. We don't have a meaning by itself, it adds to the
Okay.
meaning. Very good. You're from. Very good.
Oh wait,
Use
whoops. That's not right. That's not right.
In,
did.
if, ma, very good. Kama, as if, very good. Min, very good.
In. Wait, you
In,
would
yes, very good. Let me just
take
open it.
go up.
Correct. Yeah, let
Go
me
up a
just go
bit.
back up. Yeah, there's no
There.
in the bottom. Oh, I have to open this. Now I'm going to open. Yes, incorrect. Min, harfijar. And we have kama, very good. Min, all these are
There,
harf.
Rahmati, a bit.
Okay, so I'm done this. Let's go to
My
the.
blobs are still there.
Hmm?
My blobs are still there.
What is there?
My blobs of blue are still there.
Oh, I removed it. I moved it.
No,
Maybe
it
your
isn't.
screen,
I can
from
see.
your screen, probably it's not showing, but I removed it.
So
Okay. So now we're going to do the lesson we were at.
What am I gonna do? It's still there.
Yeah, sometimes the internet, takes time to make changes. So we're going to go to Islamic studies.
I want to read first.
Okay, it's about Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam.
Oh. All right, I want to start first.
Go ahead.
All right. The year of grief. The year of grief. Khadija bint Khuwaylid and Abu Talib died.
I think we
in the
did this one.
We did this one? Yeah, it's open. The Prophet's hope of support. Yes, I think we did that.
I remember reading it.
Do you remember reading Asma?
I know this topic, but I don't remember.
Wait,
Okay,
scroll
let's
up.
read it. Yeah, okay,
Then we
let's
can check
read it.
the chapter name.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we're in like the 20s, weren't we? That's the 19.
Okay, did you get to finish it? Let me see.
And the sons of Labir showed kindness. Yeah, I think we did this like a long time ago.
No, we never did this one. We did the one about backbiting and slandering last time. Which
Yeah,
is
okay,
before
Yeah,
Check
the
the one
homework.
before.
Yeah, from when talking to others. Okay, so we'll start
Yeah.
with this one. It's okay, nice to do revision as well.
All right, my
Okay.
turn.
Yes, go ahead, Asma.
Okay, first. The year of grief. Khadija bint Khuwaylid and Abu Talib died in the same year, the 10th year of prophethood. The prophet's grief was deep. He was keenly aware that was left not only without a caring wife, but also without a protector. His pagan enemies saw in the death of Abu Talib an opportunity to harm and persecute him. The neighbors of the Prophet ﷺ, who were opposed to him under the leadership of Abu Lahab and his wife Jamil, intensified their attacks against him. The Prophet ﷺ used to move the dirtly refuse, which they repeatedly threw into his courtyard and in front of his door. The year of which Khadija anha and Abu Talib died became known as Am al-Huzn, the year of grief. Because of the great loss to the already persecuted Wasallam, the believers shared in the Prophet's sorrow, but they were too weak and too oppressed to provide the kind protection Allah's Messenger Wasallam had lost due to the death of Abu Talib. Abu Talib. The Prophet ﷺ soon renewed his efforts to proclaim his Lord's commands to rise and warn, but the Quraysh were adamant. They refused to have anything to do with Islam. The stubbornness of the Quraysh continued to increase. Some other place had to be found now where people would have been responsive to Allah's call.
Okay, who wants to read next? Anyone wants to read next?
I don't want to read.
Aisha, you want to read? Haika?
Sister Sapa,
Yes.
can you rename me?
Where are you? Let me see.
Or make me co-host. I want to change everybody's names to the 1, 2, 3 thing, but now there's less people, so I don't think we need to do that.
Yeah. Okay. I have to make it a co-host. You can rename yourself at least.
Okay.
Okay. So, okay, Aisha, you want to read?
Whatever, I'll just do it.
Who wants to read? Everyone is sleepy? Okay, Asma, you can
Oh,
continue. Who's reading?
sorry. I was reading, but my mic was muted.
Okay, go ahead.
The trip to At-Taif. The Prophet's hope for support was directed to At-Taif, which was a great, beautiful city, not very far from Mecca. Accompanied by Zayd ibn Haritha, his freed slave, Allah's Messenger ﷺ left for At-Taif only a few weeks after the death of Khadija radiallahu anha and Abu Talib. It was the month of Shawwal in the 10th year of prophethood. At-Taif, whose people worshipped idols, was populated by Thaqif, the second largest tribe in Arabia. As he began his journey, the Prophet ﷺ was full of hope. Once he went straight to a leading family in the city. There were Abdiyil, Masul, and Habib, the sons of Amr ibn Umayr. The three men were extremely rude in their rejection of the Prophet's call to Islam. The first one said, I will tear the converting of the Kaaba if it was true that Allah had chosen you as his messenger.
Very rude. Next.
The second said, did Allah not find anyone else to be his messenger? The third said, I do not want to talk to you. If it's true that you're Allah's messenger, you're too great for me to speak to you. You are lying, then you are not worth answering. He stayed there for 10 days calling people to Islam, but without success. Hasten his departure, people along the rabble of the city hurled abuse at him and even threw stones at him until his feet began to bleed. Zayd Zayd did his best to shield him. He received a painful wound in his head. The mob continued to chase the Prophet ﷺ and his companion until they were driven to the outskirts of the city. There, the Prophet ﷺ and Zayd anhu took shelter in a vineyard which belonged to Utbah and Shaiba, who were sons of Rabi'ah. There, he prayed to Allah for help and support using touching words.
Yes.
When Utbah and Shaiba saw the Prophet ﷺ weary and bleeding, they were moved to pity. They sent their slave Adas with a tray of fresh grapes. Adas was a Christian and belonged to Nineveh. He was deeply impressed by the noble character of the Prophet ﷺ and by his prayers when he received and ate the grapes. When the Prophet ﷺ learned that Adas was from Nineveh, he mentioned the Prophet Yunus alayhi salam. The mention of Prophet Yunus alayhi salam completely won the heart of Adas so much that he kissed the Prophet's hands.
Okay, so we were here in the Nineveh by the noble character of the Prophet. And the Prophet learned that Adas was from Nineveh, You mentioned the Prophet Yunus. Okay. Right. Okay, let me see. Let's see how much chapters left. Yeah. So we can do some questions and see. Okay, we'll do the next time. So question number 1. Fill in the blanks with suitable words. Dash and dash. The sons of Rabia showed kindness to the Prophet after the persecution.
I
Who?
think it's Asma first.
Yes, Asma. We just read
No,
this
Aisha.
actually.
It's Aisha.
Aisha.
And also, I need to use the washroom.
Okay,
Yes.
there it is. So the first answer to the question.
What's the question?
Read the first question.
I'm not sure.
Fill the blanks. Number 1. Read number 1.
Something and someone. The sons of Rabia showed kindness to the Prophet ﷺ after the persecution.
The sons of Rabia. So who was the sons? Who were the sons of Rabia?
I forgot the names.
No.
You see it now?
Utbah and Sheba.
Utbah and Shayba saw the Prophet ﷺ weary and bleeding. They were moved to pity. Oh, there it is. They were the sons of, in a one, yes, it belonged to Utbah and Shayba, who were the sons of Rabia. Utbah and Shayba. There it is. Do you see the answer, everyone?
Yeah.
And that's the answer of 1. Okay, whose turn is it?
Can I go
Number,
next?
go ahead.
The people of At-Taif worshipped idols.
Okay, number 3.
It's Haika's turn.
Yes, Haika.
Okay. Blank offered protection to the Prophet after Abu Talib. The companions.
Which one? There was like a name.
I just remember as a companion.
Okay, so let's go back. Do you see it anywhere?
No.
Okay, that was intensified. Okay, so there were the problems coming.
Who was his protection? Can you scroll more?
Okay.
More. Zayd ibn Harisan.
Zaid ibn Harisa was actually the slave of Prophet ﷺ, his freed slave, and he was a companion. The Prophet's
it
hope
should-
for support directed to Al-Taif. The Prophet's hope for support was directed to Al-Taif.
So what's the answer? Zayd ibn.
The trip to the Al-Taif. The other was The believers shared in the Prophet's sorrow, and they were too weak and too oppressed to provide the kind of protection. Okay.
So that means it's Zayd ibn
Let's
Hari.
go back to the question. Okay. Dash offered protection to the Prophet after. Yes. Who offered protection?
Zayd ibn Harithan.
The word protection, let me see. Um, No, it was before this, right? Protection. Um, where is it? The year a prophet soon support. This is support, and we're talking about protection. I think there was the word protection.
The believers.
Yes. No, yeah, the believers, but they shared in the prophet's sorrow, and they were too weak and too oppressed to provide the kind of protection. So we can't say the believers, they were
Wait,
they were too weak for protection, but they shared in the sorrow. Here the question is asking who protected them.
wait, scroll down.
Okay.
Um, please scroll. Um, yeah. Okay, here,
Yeah.
look. Please let me annotate.
Yeah.
Here.
What does it say?
Let's see.
Which name
Um,
does it say?
Here, Zayd did his best to shield him.
yeah. So
He
that's the
received a
closest,
pin.
yeah. Because yeah, so even though believers they shared in the sorrow, but they're too weak to protect them. But if we're saying about protection when Prophet Sallam, they were throwing stones, so Zed, he also accompanied the Prophet and also he protected the Prophet Sallallahu. That's why he got hurt on his head, right? So offered protection to the Prophet after the Abu Talib, after the death of Abu Talib, we can put offered protection Zaid ibn Harisa, right? So he was a um, freed slave, you know. Later, Prophet ﷺ also proclaimed him to be his adopted son, So he offered protection. That would be question number 3. Okay. Answer the following questions. When did Khadija and Abu Talib, Khadija Tala and Abu Talib die?
I know.
Yes.
Can I tell you? But according to it,
Yes.
it was the 10th year of prophethood.
Yes. Very good. 10th year of prophethood. It's
It was the first
on
one. It was the first page.
first page. The year in which
No, no,
you
no,
can
no. The first the first one, the first page.
okay.
Yeah. The 10th year of prophethood, and Abu
The
Talib died
10th
in
year.
the same year, the 10th year of prophethood.
Yes, that's correct. Very good. That's answer is in the first paragraph. If you want to go back to the text, you can see it in the first paragraph. Okay, very good. And what did the death of Abu Talib cause?
No protection. It left the prophet with no protection.
Yeah, so Abu Talib as well as his, wife Hazrat Khatija Tala, they were like, great protectors and supporters of Prophet Sallam. So there's a double loss he had. So what did it cause? Lack of protection. And those who were against thought they could actually harm the Prophet ﷺ. That nobody can harm unless Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants, right?
All right.
So
Who wants to go? Who's after me?
describe one incident of persecution that the Prophet faced.
Aika.
Okay. Sorry, what is the question? Describe.
Describe one incident of persecution that the Prophet ﷺ faced.
What does prosecution mean?
Who's going to tell the meaning of persecution? Persecution, sorry. Persecution. You know when he
Doesn't
was
that mean
hurt?
like killing?
I'm sorry?
Doesn't that mean like killing or something?
Yes, tried to harm him.
Oh,
They
people
started throwing
threw
stones on him.
stones
Yes,
and people threw stones at him and threw dirt on his doorstep.
yes. That the Prophet faced, and then what happened?
And then he got some believers.
So yeah, and that's what they were doing, and it says the incident. So you have to say this is what happened, and
Yeah, when
that
Abu Talib, when Khadija radiallahu anha died, people thought he was less protected, so they were like, because of Abu Lahab, they were starting to be mean and throwing like stones and dirt on his doorstep.
yes, that's right. Okay, very good. And then who was Zaid radiallahu ta'ala, and how was he um related to the Prophet sallallahu? Zaid radiallahu ta'ala, we also answered that he protected the Prophet, right? When they're throwing stones, he was also a companion. He was with him during the trip to Al Taif, right? He was also, let's do in points. Okay, number one. Let me bring this up. So first of all, he was a companion in the trip to At-Taif. Yes. Actually, before that, he was a slave. Zaid Razil Tala was like brought up in the house of Prophet Sallallahu, because he was given to Khatija. You know how there's a war and then they can't find their parents? So he was given to Khatija Razil Tala Anha. And so he was like he was a slave. So Zaid was a slave. So that's why in the text it said freed slave. Freed slave means he was a slave and Prophet Sallam freed him. Okay? It means that he just behaved with him like any other human being, like a companion, like a brother, like a friend, right? He was a freed slave. He was a companion in the trip also to Taif. And number 3, he protected the Prophet when the people of Taif were throwing stones at him. Yes? Who's going to tell me again? 1, 2, 3. Who was, and you know what happened with Zaid Radhiyallahu anha? That, someone told him that, he had family, he had parents. So his father came and someone told him that where his son was, because he lost his son, right? And then when he was told, he came to his son to take him away. But Zaid radiallahu ta'ala anha said he doesn't want to go with his father. He wants to stay with Prophet sallam. He preferred to be a slave of Prophet sallam as compared to go to his family. And he belonged to a good family, well-off family. And why do you think he did that? Why do you think Zaid did not, eventually when his father found him, He chose not to live with his father, but to stay with the Prophet ﷺ. Why do you think that happened?
Because
Because he really wanted to stay with the Prophet because he was nice to him or something.
Yes, very kind. He was so kind and kind-hearted and loving to him that he, even though he was a slave, but how Prophet ﷺ treated him was probably more like someone would treat his own son. So when the father came, he found where his son was because he was lost when he was, young. So came to pick him he found someone told him where his son is, and he came. So he preferred to stay with Prophet ﷺ. So Prophet ﷺ got very happy, and he went and declared that from today Zaid is my son. Then this, not only became free, it's my son, right? So that's the adopted son of Prophet ﷺ. So he said, like now in Canada as well, when you adopt someone, you give your last name, right? So Prophet ﷺ gave his last name. He became Zaid bin Muhammad. But then the ayah in Surah Ahzab were revealed, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said to call your adopted sons by their father names. So you can't give your last name to your adopted son. In Surah Ahzab, chapter number 33, the ayah verses came. So again, Zaid bin Muhammad then, became Zain ibn Harisa. So that's the story of Zaid. So it's very important, Lots of ahadith is also narrated from the chain of narrators from also Zaid Radhiyallahu anha. Because of course he was living in the same house, There's lots of Aisha, there's lots of from Zaid, because he was adopted, he was a freed slave and adopted son of Prophet ﷺ. So in the text, you would write three things: freed slave, companion of the Al-Taif of Prophet ﷺ, as well as protect the Prophet when the people of Taif were throwing stones at him. Okay, 3 lines and 3 points. Who wants to repeat that? Anyone wants to volunteer to repeat the 3 points?
Zaid was his adopted son and protected him when people were throwing stones at him.
Okay. Yeah, but we're talking now, and the question is from the text. Okay? From the text that we have read, I'm telling you 3 things we come to know from the text. It's reference to the context, right? Number 1, he was a freed slave. Number 2, he was a companion to the trip of Al-Taif. Number 3, he protected the Prophet when they started throwing stones at him. Okay, who wants to repeat that?
Number 1, he was a freed slave. Number 2, he was a companion. And number 3, he protected the Prophet when people were throwing stones at him.
Yes, very good. Companion in the trip to the Al-Taif. Very good, mashallah. So we're going to stop over here, and so the homework will be for up to question number 4. Okay, chapter number because we're going to complete chapter inshallah and then do the questions later. So chapter 19 and up to question number 4. Where's the Google Classroom? There it is. Okay. So here I'm going to chapter 19. See, so we did not read it, even though it looks we read it. Question number 1, 2, 4. I'm going to remove that. Okay. Is it clear? So we have chapter 19, question number from 1 to 4. We discussed it already. So you just have to write it, book 6. Okay. Going to save. And that's why we discussed in the class. So you know the correct answers, what to write. And then when you'll do homework, then it will be a revision for you. So it stays in your, mind. So we're done with this. We spent a lot of time, mashallah. The homework is posted. also. So we have time for brain pop. Okay.
No quiz, just one video.
Okay. Let's see what topic we have today. Next, sorry, heat transfer. Okay, so let me do and sound, and everyone mute yourself.
This is Moby, a self-published author. He purchased a half-calf caramel macchiato at a local coffee shop. But after writing about the rich history of the rubber band for just a few hours, his drink was ice cold. The cafe wouldn't refund his money, and now he's suing. This is Tim, the cafe's barista. He says the customer is always wrong. Plus some know-it-all stuff about physics and molecules. What you are about to witness is real. The participants are not actors, they are actual litigants. Both parties have agreed to have their case settled here, before Judge Marilyn Mainframe, in our forum, the People's Court. Your Honor, I'd like to admit this letter into evidence, just as soon as I read it. Dear Tim and Moby, how does a thermos keep my soup from getting cold? Thanks, Mrs. Nichols' class. Now, Your Honor, Mrs. Nichols' class brings up an interesting point. Because, as we've all noticed, hot things don't stay hot. Once soup or cocoa or single origin fair trade coffee comes off the stove, it starts to get colder. And it'll keep cooling off until it's the same temperature as the room. Cold drinks do the opposite. They'll keep warming up until they reach the temperature of their surroundings. Yes, putting a cold drink in a thermos will slow the warming. Or the cooling, if we're talking about a hot drink. So, the plaintiff's foofy espresso drink would stay hot longer. But not forever. Wait long enough, and that macchiato will be room temperature. Thermoses work because they minimize heat transfer. Heat always flows from warmer objects to cooler ones. And the greater the difference in temperature, the faster it'll happen. The only way to keep some coffee from cooling is to put it somewhere just as hot. Is the plaintiff suggesting I heat my establishment to 140 degrees? Because I really must point out 140 is the only proper temperature for a macchiato. Or for... Sorry, Your Honor. I get a little carried away. Now, we've established that heat's always on the move, from warmer to cooler objects. And that a thermos can slow this process down. But to understand why, we need to get closer. A lot closer. Coffee, like any other substance, is made of tiny particles called molecules. And they're constantly jiggling and bumping into each other. In other words, they have kinetic energy, the energy of motion. Of course, we can't see any of this microscopic action. But we can feel it in the form of temperature. That's the average kinetic energy of all the molecules in an object. The warmer something feels, the faster its molecules are moving. I'm getting to the point, Your Honor, I promise. Because all of this microscopic motion is what makes heat transfer happen. First, through conduction, the transfer of kinetic energy by direct contact. When you hold a cup of coffee, your hands get warm. That's because molecules in the hot cup are slamming into molecules in your cooler hands. This is conduction. With each collision, the faster molecule slows down and the slower one speeds up. Multiply that by a bazillion molecules and you can guess what happens. Your hands and the air all around the cup absorb energy from the hot coffee, sucking away its molecular speed, which we read as a drop in temperature. But what if there weren't so many molecules around to bump into? That's one way thermoses minimize heat transfer. They're basically a bottle inside another bottle with empty space in between. It's a vacuum, a space with no molecules in it. So there's nothing there for the molecules in that hot bottle to bump into. Heat loss through conduction happens only at the very top of the bottle, where it's attached to the outer container. Well, there is one type of heat transfer that can go through a vacuum. It's called radiation. It also comes from the movement of particles, but on an even smaller scale. Molecules are made up of atoms, which you've probably seen drawn like this. Those little dots orbiting the center are electrons. When atoms are energized, like when they're heated up, electrons absorb some of that energy, but they don't hang on to it for long. They release the energy as a form of invisible light known as radiation. Molecules that absorb this radiation move faster, same as they would through conduction. That's why the inside of thermoses are often made of shiny substances. Since radiation is a kind of light, these materials reflect a lot of it back inside. Sorry, Judge, just a third and final type of heat transfer to cover. It's called convection, and it happens when a substance is unevenly heated. In convection, heat is transferred by molecules traveling from one place to another instead of just jiggling back and forth. That's why convection only happens in liquids and gases. They're called fluids because they have no fixed shape and flow easily. Heating water on a stove is a good example. The molecules at the bottom speed up, creating more space around themselves. This liquid becomes less dense or tightly packed, making it lighter than the liquid above it. So it rises through the heavier stuff away from the heat source. But then it cools down, becoming denser, so it sinks again. Warmer liquid rises and displaces the colder liquid at the top. This flow of material is called a convection current. This vintage coffee percolator works on the principle of convection, and it makes a wonderfully balanced cup of rendering a decision, but I was gonna froth some oat milk for my closing argument. One free half-calf caramel macchiato in a thermos.
Okay, do you like it?
Yep.
Yeah, so
Let's not do the quiz this time.
Okay. So that's it. Then what time is it? 12:34.
We still have like 26 minutes.
Once we can, in summer we can take it off. And if you yeah. Let me see where the participants are there. Okay, we have some chat. I don't think we'll be able to play Bouquet again because there is less people. Why is there less people today? Okay, so I said, so when you have more, so one or two joining more, 6 and 7, it will be nice to play. The meantime, you just do your homework, and inshallah, we'll see you next week, okay? Assalamu alaikum.
Bye.
Hafiz.
Okay, I love this.